Hello.
So,
What's good?
right now,
Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like this. Never mind. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. It's just I'm a very private person, and it's hard to keep my business private as a homeless person. So it's yeah. I don't know.
Do you think there's
No, it has
things
nothing to do. It is. I mean, and you know, there's all. I mean, people are homeless for all kinds of reasons, and you know, like as a person that has had a very crazy, you know, there's yeah, it's in my best interest probably to not.
let me ask you this. Do you think somebody that's gone through what you have gone through or whatever that may have led up to your being homeless could benefit for something you may share with them? If they could be, I guess.
mean, probably, but I'm not. I mean, I'm not. You know, I do what I do that. I do my part in that on a daily basis just by being who I am. So you know, I'm not really. I'm not. If I wanted to be, you know, a leader in that aspect, I would get my act together and go and you know help people in that sense. I'm not really in a spot in my life to really like take that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Does-
not really my main concern in my life.
Does that mean you still can't offer some advice for someone, even though you're currently in whatever situation you're in? Because, like you said,
I mean,
people go
of
through
course I
things.
can, but like, do you understand where I'm coming from? I mean, like, I'm a homeless person. I'm like my main like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to really say about
Is
it. I think
is
I've explained it pretty
do you
well.
is there something you think that can fix homelessness here in Baltimore?
I think Baltimore does a great job. I think Baltimore does a great job helping homeless people. I think that I think that everybody that is homeless is you know everybody that is homeless in Baltimore, they know their resources. They know people in the community. They know everybody gets by and doing things that they know how to do, and I think that nobody's really questioning whether or not Baltimore is doing their part in in helping the homeless. I think that if you're homeless, you know that like where to go and what to do, and everybody like, so I don't know. I mean, I think Baltimore does a great job like with in that aspect. I think people are actually. It seems like more people are like kind of coming to Baltimore. Homeless people from other places are coming to Baltimore, which I mean probably speaks for itself. So I don't really think that there's really a problem. I think it's a city, and there's
So do you think a person that's currently homeless could, I guess, get some type of housing within, say, 2 weeks, a 2 week time?
I mean, of course, I could have housing right now if I, did the shit that I was supposed to do. It's just, I'm just a procrastinator. Yeah, no, I think that there are ways to get housing, immediately, really. I think that the whole state of Maryland probably does a good job. I mean, I don't know what it's like in other cities, or well, I guess there's not really any other city, but like in other parts of Maryland being homeless. But I mean, I think that it's not a bad place to be living outside. I mean, if it were, I wouldn't be out. I wouldn't have been out here for the last fucking 3 years.
long have you been out here?
I've been in Baltimore, in the city. I mean, it's been 3 to 5 years that I've been in Baltimore. I lived in Philadelphia. I was homeless in Philadelphia for a little bit. And it was a little bit harder in Philadelphia. But I also, that was where I first started out being homeless. So I was but I always had food.
As a woman, how do you stay safe?
No one really fucks with me. No one really bothers me. I mean, I've never really. You just have to not put yourself in situations. Of course, you have to not, put yourself in certain situations. Obviously, there are times when, I could have chosen to go one way and it would have, you just have to obviously be smart, but, of course there's going to be times when, it doesn't matter if you're being smart or not, things happen, and there's also going to be times when nothing happens. So, I mean, it's just, I feel safe in Baltimore. For the most part, there are times when I don't, and I've figured out, but yeah, I mean, as a female, I feel safe. I know, I know a few people, and I think too, a lot of the people that are homeless kind of grew up in Baltimore too, so I'm not really, I guess, active in the homeless groups, the people that know each other. I don't really know a lot of people, but there are, most of the people know a lot of people, and they know each other. So I think that definitely helps. The few people that I do know have always been great and kept me safe when.
Are you able to shower and stuff like that?
I mean, I've never really been a big shower. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's kind of the least of my concerns, but there's bodies of water, there's hoses.
Are you grunge? Would you consider yourself to be grunge?
Oh, I'm filthy. Oh, actually, I took a shower today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So how often do you get to take a shower?
Whenever. I mean, whenever it's available.
You would?
Usually.
Like if somebody just offered you a shower, you would?
I mean, sometimes I'll go months, but sometimes it'll be, it just depends on if I'm living in the house, sometimes I'll be staying with someone or whatever. I mean, put it this way, showering is not the top priority. Once you've lived outside once you've been homeless for, at least one go around, nobody gives a shit about showering.
What's keeping you homeless right now?
I guess there's the aspect of I don't really want to do. I mean, I want to do stuff with my life, but never. I mean, it's just kind of where I don't know. It's just kind of where I am right now. I don't really know what else to do.
How much longer do you see yourself out here?
I don't know. My brain doesn't really work like that. I don't really think about the future. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, forever, I guess. I don't know.
Are you scared of these drugs that you're currently taking?
No.
Have you ever overdosed?
No, the drugs are not that good. I mean, I could do 10 10 of these, and 10, I could do, I mean, I could consume pounds of this shit, and I'd be fine.
How much that right there that you're about to do? How much is that worth?
This is like eating a hot dog. Like that's literally what the equivalent of these drugs, of what I'm doing right now.
How much is that worth though? That much that you have?
I don't know. Too much, but not enough. I don't know. I'm not a drug dealer.
How much do you spend daily on drugs?
I don't know.
Since you've been doing drugs, what's the longest time you've been drug free?
Never. However long, the longest amount of time was that I ran out of drugs and had to wait to get more. Never. I've been doing drugs since I was 12, 13 years old, and I've been in a mental institution a couple times, and that lasted a couple weeks, so probably a couple weeks. But I don't think the drugs. I think the drugs are a necessity for me, and I think that no matter what, even if I cleaned up and got somewhere to live and a job again and all that shit, I think that I'm gonna do drugs until I die. I'm always gonna do drugs. I think that it changes. It changes the type of drug that I'm doing. I've been an active drug user since I was young, and it's, I'm doing this or I'm doing something else. It changes, but I'm always gonna do drugs.
Are you scared of like xylazine or
I don't even know what that is.
fentanyl?
No. Give me all of it. Give it all to me, and hopefully it gets me high.
Going back to your, I guess, 13-year-old self, I guess, when you first started using drugs, since no one knows Dylan like Dylan knows Dylan, what would you have told yourself to make you never use drugs a day in your life?
Well, I went to an elementary school that I was afraid of drugs. I was really afraid to do drugs until I was until I started like experimenting with cigarettes and alcohol, and then I started smoking weed. I remember being in elementary school, we had like the DARE program, they did the pig lung and all that shit, and I was very when I was young, I was afraid, I was really afraid of trying drugs or whatever. So I didn't think that I remember thinking I'm, not ever gonna do that stuff. I don't know. This is really young, whatever. So I don't know what happened. Probably the older kids around me just seemed cooler all of a sudden, and they were doing drugs, whatever. Whatever the fuck happened. But I don't know. I would probably tell myself, good job. You are young and you have an opinion, and it's a responsible opinion, whatever. I wouldn't tell myself not to do them, or I wouldn't tell myself to do them. I would just be like, good job.
If you could say something right now to inspire someone to be the best them they could be, what would you tell them?
I'd say, just worry about your hair, and that's it. Just focus on your hairstyle, and that's all that's it.
And with that being said,
the thing is your hair. That's what I would say. As a white woman, or whatever the hell.
and with that being said, we want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your honesty, and most importantly, I want to thank you for your story. We're praying for you, Dylan. Thank you.